Get ready. It's on. The struggle is real. It's the show that made you woke. Great sports talk among some friends, and nothing is out of bounds. As one Manayunk millennial said, the Fourth and Long pod is totally lit. Time for the Fourth and Long podcast with Chris Lazzarotti, Matt Migden, and Michael Baldini. It's on, and it starts right now.
Long. June 1st. Can't make it up. We're back. June fucking 1st. It feels great. It's summer. It's kind of summer, I should say. We're just past Memorial Day. Weather's getting great. Things are starting to reopen. Migden's down the shore. Deanie's getting his tan on. I'm out there playing golf. Deanie's playing golf too.
Yeah,
it's starting to really feel like summer's coming, and we are all due because we didn't have a fucking spring. We're back, Fourth and Long, recording this on May 31st, 2020. Kind of a interesting night to record with a lot of things going on in the world, but we're gonna try to stay on some of the more positive notes. Sports is upon us. I think that's fair to say. We're getting close, right, boys? I mean, NBA is going to be back, NHL is going to be back, golf's going to be back, baseball should be back in July, football's around the corner. Starting to see the light.
There's a nice little tingle in the air because we got June finally here. You got the first nice weekend of summer so far. Oh, I guess it's technically still late spring, but I'm considering it summer. You know, as soon as Memorial Day starts, we're hitting summer. But yeah. I mean, I just feel like most people are generally in a much better mood once summer rolls around, and rightfully so. You know, you got a lot to look forward to. You know, as you know, hopefully quarantine, phases out a little more in the summer. So we're almost, I think, at the end of what is a complete lockdown. So I'm ready, boys. I've been teeing it up lately. I see Lazzarotti teeing it up. Migden getting that salt water in his hair. So,
oh yeah,
hey man, let the good times roll.
Yeah, and Lazzarotti said best. 2020 has been terrible year so far, but if you look to the future, it looks like all the major sports organizations are scheduling a return, which would mean that they're all on at the same time. So, if you parlay that with summer, could be a really good next couple months. And I feel like we all, deserve it after being in quarantine. It's been tough, but we kind of got a little glimpse of everything with the Tiger Brady, Peyton Manning, Phil Mickelson match, which was nice to see on the TV screen. You can bet on it. It was exciting. It got down to the last hole, but if we had all 3-4 major sports organizations back in all jam-packed in 3 months, like who knows how my tan's gonna be, because I'm gonna be inside watching these games. It's gonna be one after the other.
You have to get that fake tan.
It's gonna be a spray. It's gonna have to be a Tommy Cerami spray tan, or get some bronzer on for an hour a day, and then go back inside and watch some sports.
Yeah, so it was great. Actually seeing you guys for the first time in months, which we'll get to in a little bit, but I saw each of you separately. Unfortunately, we all couldn't get together, but watched the match with Lazzarotti and a bunch of loyal listeners at his place. We had a good time. Laz was a great host. Some people, they have you over, they're not great hosts. They don't got a spread going for you. They don't have any booze, but Laz does it right.
Do it.
Absolutely does it right.
Okay, I'll take some credit. I feel good about that. My heart's
Sarah probably put the team on her back, but Lazzarotti a closer, so I'm sure he closed it down.
Oh, I close.
Yeah, you're not, yeah. I think if we're going to put in a sports analogy, I wasn't there, of course, but I think Sarah probably put in the first 8 innings, pitched a gem, and then Lazarati, got the last 3 outs, but they were all warning track hits. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that's not right. I mean, she look, that buffalo chicken dip I think was a hit.
That was really good. I might have to hit you up for that recipe,
dude. No,
was that a Laz special?
No, it's her recipe. It's her recipe. I truly did. We got 2 rotisserie chickens from Whole Foods, and I probably spent a good 40 minutes, if I had to guess, peeling that shit with my hands. Like, and I don't worry, I wash my hands like really thoroughly because when I cook, I wash my hands pretty well. But
no, don't worry, I don't.
But I spent because like you gotta literally, you're peeling the fuck. It's a rotisserie chicken. It's
you gotta pull it. You gotta pull that shit.
And I didn't use a fork or anything, so I just like. I like buffalo chicken personally. Like I like buffalo chicken dip that's like. I don't like this word for some reason, but I like it chunky.
Okay. All right. We might have to clip that.
Versus like having it be just like, overdone by like mayonnaise. Like I want like I personally like where I dip a chip and like there's like a good there's
nice little chunk to it,
I'm eating chicken like with a chip. It's almost like if you dip a Chipotle chip and you get a chicken bowl, you dip that Chipotle chip in the top of the bowl, so you get a lot of the chicken in there. That's how I want my buff. That's a pretty bad analogy. I'm trying to figure it out.
You want it chunky or you don't want it chunky?
I do.
You do want it
versus
chunky.
Like where it's like mayonnaise and like watery. Because like I've had buffalo chicken dip that's nasty.
Right. Yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip is definitely a hit.
But I'm telling you, Laz's was really good. It was much different than the buffalo chicken dips I've had.
Yeah, we didn't put a lot of Franks in it. Again, it wasn't like a spicier kind. It was a lactose-free cream cheese and sour cream and stuff, and we did like
getting special on us.
It was really good. It
was good.
I mean, it's Sarah's recipe. I'll give her that, and then I threw some cheese on top. But it's a fucking awesome recipe. And then what else did I make? I don't remember.
You had your knuckles in it like it was Campion, it sounds like.
No, that's a
for sure.
The knuckles
in Campion. In Campion, on a Sunday morning, you want to go to the back, and you say, I'll take some bacon and eggs, and they stick their fucking knuckles in the bottom of the pan and then serve it to you.
Well, that's what it sounds like you were doing. You were stripping the chicken with your bare knuckles, it sounded like.
Hey, he's got to fine-tune the buffalo chicken. Come on. He's got to fine-tune it.
And how was the buffalo? Like, how big of a tray was it?
It was pretty large, like one of those big dishes that like.
So you weren't worried as a host about like a guest going over their allotment?
No way.
Yeah. Okay.
No, there was plenty of allotment left.
Dude, I can see Austin. Just fourth hole, Tiger hits a big shot. He's gonna freaking
start using his hands.
Put a lot more on his plate.
Yeah, using his claws.
Some of that later.
No, dude, you got a point, but at the same time, I probably ate the most, I felt like I ate a lot, and because I started eating it before anybody came, and there were still left over. I mean, it was 2 chickens, buffalo chicken, and 2 fucking chickens. There's 6 people, or what was it, 7 or 8 people? I can't remember, but like in total, and there was a lot of leftovers. And then we also had 3 pizzas, and then I guess there wasn't really that much else, just like White Claws and stuff. But I'm a big appetizer guy, so nice. And it sucks because you can't. I moved here in mid-March. So I don't know like what's good to like that's affordable. Like Sarah and I will get food, but it's like expensive. But if it's like for a bunch of people, like I can't just like order up like a couple pizzas because like they're all closed. So we were like, we got to make food.
Sounds like you did a good job though. It sounds like the buffalo chicken was a hit.
Yeah, it was a lot of we went for more like the appetizer type feel. I think
that's all you need.
I'm a huge app guy. Are you guys are you guys more? I'm more excited at dinner when I go out to dinner. When you're out with like 10 people and there's like 5 or 6 different apps, that's me. It's like give me like a little bit of everything. I like that versus one entree, balls to the walls. Like if this isn't good, the meal's not good. There's just no, you know what I mean?
You get a little sampler plate of everything. I like that move, Laz. That's pretty good. You gotta get the right. Actually,
I sometimes I even order the sampler. I like ordering the sampler. You ever go out to eat and order like the sampler and it's got like like 4 wings and some nuggets and some fries and some maybe some fried crab shit or whatever.
All right, here, let's do this. Let's give our top 3 appetizers at watch parties for any sport. Doesn't matter the sport, obviously. It's all about the apps.
All right, we'll go.
Are we
top
drafting?
3.
Are we drafting for this?
Well, if we're going top 3, it's hard to draft.
Oh, well, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Should we draft or top 3 it?
Let's go. Look, I like top 3. Dina, you start because you're hot right now.
I'm hot.
I need some time to process this. I'm a little nervous.
I mean, I could go if you're.
They're just 3. You should have them right off the head.
I already have them.
All
All
right.
right, I think I got them.
All right. I think my top 1, and this could also be a meal at the same time, but I got to go wings. I have to go wings here. I mean, it's the ultimate tailgating food, ultimate football food for me, at least. I don't know.
Wait, are we going sports apps or are we going apps in general?
I think apps in general. It doesn't matter.
There's a major difference.
There is?
Major fucking
there
difference.
is. I'm saying like pretty mainstream apps.
Okay. We're gonna go apps.
I'm not looking for like a fucking cracker with a little lemon drizzle and crab bisque on top.
I was about to say like tuna. I was about to drop a tuna tartare on you guys, and then I was like, all right.
Okay. I mean, I respect the tartare, but
you like tuna. All right. So you're going with wings number 1.
Yeah, wings. Lock
Boneless or on the bone?
Bone in.
Bone in.
I think
Bone
boneless.
in.
You lose quality when you go boneless, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you lose quality, but you probably gain a guarantee that it's not going to be messy, and you're not going to.
But you get the wet wipes on the side. Bada bing. Forget about it.
Forget about it. All right, fine. All right, what's your next one? Are we going to do
No,
steak draft?
we'll just alternate.
All right, I'll go next, Liz. I'm a big. You know what? I'll say my 2. I'm a big mozz guy. I love that mozzarella sticks. You get some nice marinara sauce. It just, you can't really get it wrong. And every place has it. It's easy to make. You can even get the ones at the pod. I would get the ones from Fridays at the St. Joe's pod, even though they sucked. They still got the job done. So I got mozz sticks.
I fucking love mozz sticks, and that's like in my top 3. Probably hovering around. I like fried calamari. Like it's just like some people don't like it because it's like fishy, but if you're ever out to eat at an Italian restaurant you can probably make the case almost any restaurant that serves food that's like a sit down. Besides like Asian food or anything like that, like or even them, but you could probably argue like you sit down, fried calamari, if you have 20 appetizers, you're not going to go wrong with fried calamari. I just feel like it's a consistent. You got the marinara sauce, little lemon, little basil. Like it all fucking flows. I actually like it. I also like it unfried. I like it unfried. I like calamari just like that.
I was going to say it's good OG too.
I mean, personally, there's a couple good ways to make it. If you grill it or even boil it, but you can grill it and throw some lemon on it with some pepper, a little garlic, and then saute it but not actually fry it, and it's pretty good like that. But in general, I would say I
agree with
my number 1 fried calamari without question.
If you're not frying it, you're probably still tasting the fucking salt out of the water.
Yeah, dude, it's like
but it's good like that, dude. You have a beach house, like it makes you feel like you almost earned it, even though you didn't. But I mean, I've gone clamming, and like you actually get your own clams, and you taste what you fucking worked for. I don't know.
What do you bring salt with you? So once you you get it out of the
no, but like clams are salty as shit. You open the shell after you cook it, and they're open up, and like they're salty. I mean they're pretty salty. All right, so snake draft. I'll go next. I always felt like you really can't go wrong with chicken fingers.
Oh, the staple of the appetizer world.
Like tenders, yeah, the chicken, like not like McDonald's shit, but like chicken tenders, like chicken tenders and like buffalo like sauce or whatever people want. But like, I do like chicken tenders. It's just I don't know if it's like a huge appetizer food because like that could be an entree, that could be a lot of different things. But
it's like a party of 5 appetizer.
Totally. It's like, oh, here's 10 chicken fingers, and everybody grabs 2, and like they're super fried. Like, or if you're at the pool. like everyone knows that that's listening right now. When you grew up, right? You were at the pool for the day. You were there for like 6 hours. You were swimming your ass off, and you go to the snack shack, and it's like you're gonna get chicken tenders and fries, and those are the best fucking chicken tenders. I don't care where you went to the pool. Every pool snack stand makes the best chicken tenders with good fries. They're fucking oily. Everything's good about it. Over fried. I just can't go wrong with that.
Bringing back a lot of memories there, Laz.
Yep.
Were you a honey mustard or barbecue sauce with the tendies? Or
honey mustard. Honey mustard. In middle school, I got into honey mustard.
Yeah, I'm a big honey mustard guy too.
But but not like the honey mustard that's like too high quality, because then it becomes like mustardy. Like I like the crappy like honey Dijon, like where it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's
I like the sweet.
Yeah. It's like a little darker of a yellow.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Unreal. Dean, you go next.
Oh yeah, I thought I was waiting for you and the snake. All right, I'll go.
Me? Okay, I'll go.
All right.
Number 2, I'll do a little. I took a little this language on the side. J'adore la tempente oxonianes fanskais.
I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know.
What language was that even? Italian?
Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can share. I can't. I was gonna see if I can.
Say it again.
Can you hear that?
No.
J'adore la tempente oxonianes fanskais. I love
French fries.
French onion dip.
Oh.
French onion dip with the right chips.
Is that an app though? That's a soup. I'll give it to you.
French onion dip is dip, not the French onion soup.
Oh, the dip. Okay, I thought
dip.
you said the
French
soup.
onion dip with the sour. You got the sour cream, you got the onion. Madon. That is something that I could literally sit down and eat a giant party-size bag of chips if I had French onion dip with it. It's one of those things you just never get full.
No,
you just keep going. You know?
Yeah,
dude.
Dips are dangerous.
Oh, dips are. I mean, you're so right. You could literally eat 5 meals worth, like meals, like the way we'd eat like a whatever meals worth of dip with chips, like that are not healthy either, and you really won't even feel like you even started eating yet.
Exactly.
You don't really get. Yeah, that's a good point.
And if you get the Tostitos chips that are almost like a little tiny bowl, you're literally just like you're just scooping up the French dip, or even if it's buffalo chicken dip. The way the chip is like structured, Madonna me, I can eat that for hours, especially on a football Sunday before dinner on like a 2:00. It's like halftime of the 1:00 game. French onion dip snack appetizer. Sign me up. There I am trying to channel my inner French. There it is.
I like that. All right, number 2. This is tough for me. I think I'm going to go with nachos, but I'm going to be very specific here because you can't just do the regular nachos. I think I'm going to go beef brisket nachos, or I'm going to go pulled pork nachos. Whatever, either or, whatever you want. You got to have a meat on top of there, and you just throw a ton of shit on there on top of the nachos that you can't even recognize that they're chips and cheese anymore. You got to get all the fixins on there. I'm talking the guac, the lettuce, the onions, the pico de gallo, the little cracked pepper on top, little lemon lime wedge. You got to get all the shit in there. You enjoy your nachos. It's basically a meal, but you get it for the table. I'm going pulled pork or brisket nachos.
You order those, and you might as well mix in a couple Tums right before you eat your main entree.
Oh yeah,
you know,
dude.
Because
I feel like now we're all 24, right? Well, or are you guys older? No, you guys aren't 25 yet. Right?
I'm 24. I just turned 24.
Okay, yeah. I've been experiencing heartburn recently, and I've never experienced that like in my entire life. It's just a sign that we're getting older. We're getting heartburn I was tossing back a couple White Claws the other night on your your roof. And I was like, am I getting heartburn right now? I was like, this is odd. But yeah, I totally understand that.
The other day, me and Frank from South Philly went for a walk, and we take about 5 steps outside our door, and this man gets slumped over, and I'm like, "You all right?" He's like, "I can't talk. I got heartburn."
Oh man,
I'm like, "Holy shit, are you like
Jesus.
okay?" He's like, "Yeah, keep walking."
I've never had it that bad,
So
so
I
I
kept
guess I shouldn't
walking,
complain.
and then he comes up to me, goes, "Honestly, like my heartburn was so bad, I was like almost dry heaving. I'm about to throw up." I was like, "Geez, this guy's like one of the healthiest kids I know. The guy does like 25 miles a week."
Yeah.
So who knows? But yeah, hopefully it's not a sign of age.
All right, and I guess if we're snaking back,
Snake it.
I kind of want to be exotic here, but I might have to stay with the staple. I mean, obviously everybody loves French fries. I mean, not much to say with these. I feel like that's kind of a boring pick, though. You know what? I'd say dark horse cheese stick egg rolls.
Nice.
These are kind of a new item that have come along in the past couple of years, I feel like. But I'll stick with the fries. You could do whatever the fuck you want to them. Doesn't matter. Fries, I could house a ton of them and still not feel full. It's kind of like your French onion dip Maddie makes.
No, I like it.
You get a nice side of fries with anything, you're good to go.
That's pretty good. Okay. It's my turn, right? Or is it Laz's?
No, it's me, right?
Oh, it's you. Okay, you go.
I would say, I mean, again, it's not really like an appetizer. This is like a pass around dish, but I do like pigs in a blanket.
Oh, you kind of took mine.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
You took mine.
And it's not really that they're like, again, it's not really an app, but it depends on where you are, right? You're not going to go out to eat at a nice restaurant and say, I'm going to get pig in a blanket. I mean, maybe they have some like nicer versions of it, but like when you're just like trying to just, have a couple beers or whatever or do whatever you're doing and you got a butler walking around, or if you're just got a huge bowl of food, like pigs in a blanket, mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce, whatever you like, they're good. They're just unarguably good. I think they're better than, because like that croissant, whatever they call it, that thing that fucking wraps around it is way better than a bun because it kind of just like fucking wraps to it, like owns the hot dog. It almost like owns the hot dog. If you get a hot dog, it's almost like the bun is just there because it has to be, and the hot dog is just like that's what you're there for. But with pigs in a blanket, that thing wraps it so tightly and it's thin and it just works. It really works.
Here's the thing: if you can pop it into your mouth, it's a solid appetizer that you can
no doubt
a whole tray of.
No doubt. Well, that's why I was going to say pizza bagels next, but I'll stop. I got a lot of good ones.
All right, and I'll round up the draft. I mean, this is in no particular order what my draft was. Also, if I could have taken some of the ones that you guys taken, I would have. But I think fried green beans deserve some recognition, specifically from Applebee's. I would go to Applebee's after.
I've never even heard of those.
You never heard of fried green beans in Applebee's?
No.
It's one of the
they're
half-apps.
legit. They're legit.
Maybe they're not called fried green beans. It might be called like fried crisps or something.
No, they're not Migs. I don't know what they're called,
pickles.
but I know exactly what you're talking about. So like they're fried. They are fried green beans. I don't know what they're called, but they are fried
green bean crispers is also a name for it. Deanie,
Okay.
these things they're so, it's so funny. Like there's barely any string bean. There's barely any green bean.
Yeah.
It's all fried.
Yeah.
It's like a snack, but you kind of feel good like ordering it at a group setting. Like I'll take a fried green bean.
It's the sound move for the healthy guy who wants to cheat a little bit.
That's it. JM3 is getting fried green beans if we're at Applebee's. I can put a lot of money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it deserves some recognition because it's also pretty freaking good taste-wise.
I know people are huge on the fried pickles. I didn't know they were big on the fried green beans. I've never even heard of that. That's odd. It is. I mean, it's interesting though.
I saw you laughing when I said it. Unreal.
Speaking of food, though, I finally got to try the Bad Brother saucy roll. Man, that was some good stuff. Matty Miggs did not disappoint. He's been hyping it up to me for, I don't know, months.
Maybe a month. Months.
We've been DMing with our guy back and forth. I don't know his name. What's his name? or do we not say?
I don't know.
We probably shouldn't say.
I don't know. We know.
I just wanted his first name, but all right. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The sandwich is phenomenal. So it's what's in the sandwich again? It's chorizo, queso, jalapenos, caramelized onions. What else is in there? I was tasting a lot. I was in heaven.
And something with peppers too. I'll look up the exact ingredients, but Madon and me.
So Maddie Miggs actually recorded me when I was trying it. We'll give you a little flavor on the soundbite here.
Oh yeah, put it on.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick ass boy. Damn.
You're
Damn,
psycho.
that sandwich is good.
It is a thick
man.
sandwich. It's a thick sandwich for
And
sure.
chorizo is just it's in a special class of its own. Oh man, that was some good stuff. I'm so pumped for them for us to plug them on our show, because I mean, it's one thing to have an ad read and not try the product, but then it's when you love the product, you're like, damn, I can really get behind this.
Yeah, and me and Deanie had it this past weekend, and like you say, it never disappoints. It's chorizo, queso, pickled peppers, and onions. We're talking about heartburn. Who cares? This heartburn is something that you accept right from the get-go. This shit is so worth it. Lazarati, you would love it.
You think?
I think you would love it. And the guy's real cool. You know what the guy is? You know what his name is? He's a bad mamma jamma brother. He's a bad brother. So Bad Brother in Fairmount. It's a little hole-in-the-wall place, so you might not be able to find it right from the get-go. It's like kind of tucked away.
Yeah, it's tucked in. But, I mean, when you see it, you know.
When you see it, you know. It's like a nice little pickup window. That's Bad Brother in Fairmount. The phone number is 215-235-2460. And
the food's solid.
And the food is solid. And they do the curbside delivery. They do it all. They're with the times. They also do food and beer delivery. They got some nice exotic IPAs. I know Frank from South Philly loves his IPAs. We do too. Go order from Bad Brother, because they are Bad Brother and they got some badass food, especially that saucy roll.
What's their Instagram handle?
Their Instagram handle. Let's see.
Here it is. Bad
Brother Philly, right?
Bad Brother Philly. The Food March Madness champions of 2020. They were 14 seed, the 14 seed miracle. Try out that sausage roll.
That's kind of where they got some recognition, but you had known them before that.
Very briefly, yep. Before the recognition, it's just they also have other great food that they just have a good chef. One of the Bad Brothers is behind the grill. Now they're closed on Tuesday, all right? The club goes up on Tuesday, so Bad Brothers closed on Tuesday, but get that sausage roll any other day during the week, but not Tuesdays. There's our plug for the week.
There's our plug for the week.
Promo code next maybe we'll get a promo code soon.
All right, real quick. Let's hop over. Tiger Phil, Brady Payton, just real quick. What the I mean, I think most of our listeners watched the match last week. We kind of were touching on it earlier, but how the hell? I mean, you got to give Brady some credit for the fact that he was getting shit talked so bad by not just like the guys on the on the course, or actually not by the people that are at home that he can't hear, but the guys in the course, and then Charles Barkley too. And then he holes out with backspin.
Dude.
Like, do people realize what that takes to hit that shot? And then he splits his fucking pants. And then the whole thing was just, it humanized him, but it also proved how great he is. You saw the best of both from him. I don't know. And again,
I thought
Tiger and Peyton won, but go ahead.
Now, like, especially with Brady, because I think that's the biggest thing we got to talk about here. I mean, the guy is – what did he say he was a 6 handicap or something around there? And there's no way.
He was like an 8.2, and Peyton was a 6.1.
I mean, maybe Tom had a bad day, but I can't see how he has an 8.2 handicap. I really don't. I don't even think his swing's that great. But yeah, like the whole humanizing element. I'm sure you guys love that, being AFC fans. I know Miggs is probably licking his chops there as he kept betting Tiger in the fairway. But yeah, like I feel like this is like a post-apocalyptic Tom. Like he's not on the Pats anymore. He kind of showed that he's not invincible in everything he does. I just found it like kind of like funny that, you know, Tom would put himself out there and show that he's human.
I was loving the fact that he was doing terrible the first 4 holes. Like the guy, Barkley was like, you going to get on the green or are you going to get on the planet every time he shot? I don't know if you heard that comment, but yeah. And then Barkley started chirping and then he hits that one from 150 yards out and he holds it. He splits his pants. He gets some new pants. It was entertaining. Brady hit some big putts too. So
How about
I was
Phil,
happy
too?
with it. Phil is fucking
Phil is
crazy.
just a fucking
psychopath, dude. You see what I posted on our Instagram? Our Instagram was hysterical.
Dude, Phil was great. I mean, you just love the banter from Phil. Obviously, if you're a big golf fan, you already know. But for some of our listeners that don't, he's just a larger than life kind of guy on the course with all that trash talking nonsense and like the whole thing with the Cavs and the salty ball, like the salty shots and everything. It was great. It was so funny.
So I'm trying to find, I just looked it up on YouTube, but I couldn't find it because maybe only 4th and long was able to catch it, but he had that chip probably like on the 5th hole, maybe. You guys probably know. He hit that chip, but before it, he kind of gave like a whole lesson to all the viewers.
Yes.
This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to happen. And it like happened. And after he hit it, he goes, God, that just does it for me. That's just so attractive. He was like having a moment with.
Oh no, he goes. I remember him saying that it was very sexual, so I don't have to like shy away from it. He was like, that just doesn't mean. He goes, when I see that, I'm just like, wow, like. and he purposely tried to make it sexual, which is just classic Phil. I mean, you gotta love it too.
He goes, that just does it for me.
That just does. How about, and then like, it was fucking pouring towards the end, and he's trying to help Brady like chip onto a certain spot of the green, and it was already over by then. But
totally over.
Phil's like, it's like torrential downpouring. Phil's like telling him what to do, where to aim, how to spin the ball on the approach, and like Brady's like, dude, just let me shoot it. I thought that was good too.
Hilarious.
I think maybe like, oh no, you guys go. I'll save that for later.
I think the rain was like, it was so funny because we've been waiting for this match for like a month now. And of course, it's like a torrential downpour, but it almost like contributed to the competitive nature of all 4 competitors. Like it was just like everybody's kicking in, except Tiger. Tiger seemed cool under pressure the entire day. But it just felt like, it felt real to me. It didn't feel like a joke when the rain was going down. Like these guys were taking it very seriously. So I enjoyed that part.
Yeah. What about this? If they ever got MJ to get involved in one of those, or even Trump. I mean, Trump golfs. It would be entertaining stuff.
I didn't even think about Trump.
Like think about if MJ instead of Brady, or like you mix and match certain characters. I think they should do this more than once a year with just celebs, because I think it would get a lot of viewership. And they do it this way. And if they let you to bet on it the same way you could bet on it now, why not? I mean, come on. MJ's a betting man. He'd probably be throwing stacks in the hole. Say, hey, make this putt or something like that, you know.
It really feels like you're gambling when you're betting on lines that just don't have any insider knowledge. And what I mean by that is like, Vegas couldn't have run an algorithm to know what Brady's golf game was because they've never seen Brady's golf game. You know, I think they came in as favorites, and right away the lines start drastically shifting for Tiger and Peyton because Brady sucked the first 4 holes, you know?
No doubt.
So it was really like a gamble. It was like red or black on the freaking roulette table. Like, is Peyton going to hit this in the fairway? -110. Like, I think he's going to do it. Like, it's like one of us golfing out there. You don't know if you're going to hook it to the left or the right.
Yeah. I mean, you saw that on the first tee, too, even with Peyton. He just absolutely pushed it left. But no, overall, it's what we needed as sports fans. I mean, if you're a diehard golf fan, you probably loved it. It was just good to get into some action again, betting wise. Besides that Russian table tennis that Maddie Miggs has got a monopoly over there.
Dude, I've been really missing on my Russian table tennis bets. Now I got Marinari doing it. We were talking about when we were on the roof the other day, like one person makes a point in Russian table tennis. The line is so fastly, it drifts so fast, so drastically. If I went up 1-0 against you, Lazarati, in a Russian table tennis match, it
really
goes from
does that?
Yeah. So you got to really hit it at the right time. You'd be a fool to bet before even a point is or a serve is served.
It's almost like if you go down 1-0, bet on the guy that's down 1-0.
Yeah. Yes, because he's already at plus 550.
Right.
It's that drastic, which is wild to me. But yeah, Deanie, I had a pretty good match. I had a good betting day with the match because what I did, and I know you mentioned this before, is I bet every hole that was offered that Tiger would hit the fairway. And he did not miss a fairway for 18 of the holes. So I think out of the 18, they probably offered about 12. And what I was doing was
did they lock up at times?
Yeah, like there was some like holes that were par threes, so they wouldn't do it. And then there was others that they just didn't have on the website. But every hole that was offered, I hit Tiger fairway. But you had to risk a lot to win a little, but he didn't miss one. So I didn't lose any money when I did that. So I had a pretty good day, you can imagine. I won't give you the exact numbers, but
yeah, I mean,
it was some money to play with in the Russian table tennis sphere, you know?
Absolutely. And then Laz, what do you think about like the way that the media kind of covered it? Like, I think it would be interesting if they could have like, you know, how I don't forget the girl's name who was doing it.
Amanda Balionis, probably.
Yes, correct. If she was on the tee box interviewing guys between swings, I think that wouldn't be the worst thing for the game. I know like some guys are very proper about course etiquette and whatnot, but you know, half of this whole thing is entertainment for the fans. So I don't know. I think Goff could maybe take a page from the matches book and continue that for the less major tournaments, not the Masters or the U.S. Open, but maybe like the Farmers Insurance Open or something like that.
I completely agree. I think that would sort of change the way golf is viewed, and I think you'd get a different type of viewer, more intrigued to the game. I think you'd get the guy that plays golf every weekend, he's still going to be watching no matter what. It's the same way that the guy who, you know, loves football every weekend is going to watch football. But when you do that, it kind of adds the element of, okay, now we get to see the personalities and some drama behind some of these stud athletes. And it might be more intriguing to watch. Another thing is, I think if you add the element of this is something I've always kind of thought, with golf, right, every golf tournament, it's 4 days a week, right? So from, call it, whenever they start, basically there's like 36 out of the 56 out of the 52, 36 out of the 52 weeks of the year, we have a golf tournament going on in our for the PGA Tour, or some sort of pro tournament, and there's Thursday through Sunday. That's a lot to watch, and not only are they're on Thursday they start at 7 a.m. and they finish at 6 p.m. So it's an 11-hour day. What if they make the certain tournaments, half of them, Thursday, Friday film? It's taped, and you get and it's only aired. No fans. Well, fans can maybe go, I guess, but it's aired to people like you and I for an hour, right. And we only get to watch highlights because then I'm intrigued.
Sure.
Because then it's like, okay, pretty quickly we're gonna know who's doing well, but to have to sit there for 11 hours. On a Thursday, you spend all that time, and okay, you watch the entire match. You still only watch for the entire round. You watch only 25% of the entire outcome, and it's probably not going to have that much to do with the final outcome. You're wasting your time. So golf, I think, has a lot of, you know, what they call it in the film industry is B-roll. They have a lot of shit to play with, and I think they air too much of it. I think they got to condense it, and I think the match did a good job with it. They couldn't condense it because the match was you got to walk to each hole and you drive carts, whatever. There's only 4 guys playing. But we had that element of entertainment in between each shot, and the PGA won't ever allow that. So we got to figure out a way to close the gap, because right now it's just too boring. You watch one shot, okay.
Yeah.
Wait for the next one. Now, if it's a major championship, that's another story. People rally around majors, and the viewings are good. But for an average tournament that's going to be on CBS, I don't see it as really worth television, and the numbers prove it.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I don't think there's really anything you can really – I mean, you're right, the B-roll thing, Lazzarotti, the filmmaker, you're cracking me up over here. But I think what they need to do is have more matches with non-golfing athletes. If that makes sense. If golf is not their main sport, like if Michael Jordan played golf, we would be so interested, even in the in-between hole interview, asking him like, oh, give us a great golf story. And we're going to listen. We're ear to the TV. But, it was a good example with the Ricky Fowler-Dustin Johnson duo match, how less entertaining that was compared to the one with Peyton and Brady. Am I wrong in saying that?
Oh, without question. You're not wrong, no.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think
they just have to mix these in there. I mean, I don't know if you can really change make it more entertaining to watch golf unless it's a major tournament. That's just me. I know you guys are golf fans, so I could be speaking out of my ass here. But for me, I'd rather watch guys that aren't professionals go out there and play and kind of experience the difficulties that a Joe Schmo like me would go out there and play, and then hear some stories and see what the media can do with in between holes with like a Michael Jordan or a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady.
I like it. I think it's a great way to do it. I mean, again, the whole thing is about trying to ramp up golf. And I was playing today, and a couple guys that are, know the game pretty well and they're really good golfers were saying how COVID has helped the game, which is really interesting to think about, because the social distance golf's like the first thing that we're able to get back to and kind of separate ourselves. And, you can play golf with a foursome and 20 minutes apart, and you don't have to touch the flags, whatever. There's all these rules in place. But golf needs that. Golf needs like a kind of a kick in the ass to get some more people involved. I just think it's kind of interesting versus other sports that just don't. Basketball is always going to be basketball. Soccer, worldwide, most popular sport. Baseball, not going to go anywhere. Football, as long as it stays somewhat okay to play, you're not going to get a concussion in every play. That's not going anywhere. But golf needs help. And it got a little kick in the ass, I think, from COVID. And I think the Tiger Phil match, people could say whatever they want, but I do think that it grew the game. Very fractionally. I heard somebody ask me, do you think matches like this would grow the game? And I said, yes. But during a time like this, more so, yes. The fact that Tiger and Phil were involved, definitely yes. But also the fact that nothing else was on TV, it had to have helped grow the game to some degree. It had to turn on the golf battery in some people's brains. I know for me, it was like, okay, I want to go play tomorrow. There's no doubt. There was nothing else to watch. I don't think again, did it grow the game? A game that needs to be grown? No, it didn't grow it to where anybody ever noticed the impact. But I think it fractionally grew it to where it gave it kind of a little spark behind it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had not me, but I guess I know my dad is big into golf, and he definitely got the itch to play a little more after watching it. But are you saying for new groups of people, or are you just saying total recognition in sports media?
I think for new groups, I think it needs growth. I mean, forget about sports media, only because that's not unless there's contracts involved, and you're talking $1 billion deals. But I mean, just to get the people that are young to start playing, versus going to lacrosse or baseball or basketball or football first, put a golf club in their hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
or just give them some, give the average person someone to watch. And then maybe the next day they go play golf, and if 30% of those people do that, then it, helps the golf business, whatever it is. It's a little kick in the ass. I think golf needs that.
Yeah, Laz, I got my my 2-year-old nephew a set of golf clubs for Christmas last year.
Love it.
His brother is my height. His mother is a little shorter, on the shorter side. He's not going to be an NBA basketball player. He's not going to be a baseball player.
You're already giving up on his dreams already?
I'm giving him a golf club because
Come on, Matty Miggs.
Mikey Miggs got a nice drive. I think that drive isn't taught. I think that's genetics. If you have a nice drive, it's genetics.
Okay. All right.
Because I just don't have the drive. You can teach me all you want. I'm never going to have it. I'm always going to be hooking to the left or hooking to the right.
Yeah. All right. Should we pivot to the NBA here? I know there was a lot of buzz before this weekend about the league coming back, what they should do. I don't know if anything has been ironed out for sure, but we got the green light that they are coming back, correct?
Right.
I think that's
Sound it.
They've been pretty vocal. So, we have a little soundbite here from Zach Lowe. He covers the NBA for ESPN. What he thinks the best way for the NBA is. I want your guys' thoughts on this. So check this out real quick.
Protect your investment.
Hold on, we got to skip these ads. Sorry, fellas. All right, here we go.
Make us better ideas.
Well, I like the play-in concept. You can do the play-in concept just for the number 8 spot in the West, as angry as that will make the Memphis Grizzlies. And you can structure it so that every team gets 4 or 5 games in. The question is that enough? Is that enough, 4 or 5 games in, and you go home to justify all the workload that I just mentioned? You can get even crazier, which I did, and include Brooklyn and Orlando in play-in tournaments, and then your head kind of explodes. The question of all that is going to be, again, is that enough games both to justify the hardship for the players and to kind of help the league recoup whatever revenue it wants? And that's where the World Cup style pool play thing that you guys have already talked about some comes in. Bring 20 or 24 teams back, put them in groups, have them play each other 2, maybe 3 times. Top 2 advance into the conference semifinals, the second round. That way you're adding 25, 30, whatever it is, you're adding a bunch of games. And then you get the opposite issue is, are some teams staying too long? If you lose the first 2 games in your group, or you're then hanging around this bubble, everyone's worried about this virus. Are you hanging around too long? So there's no perfect solution to any of this.
What do you think is the...
So it looks like traditional format, but you don't have any regular season games. You go right to the playoffs. Now, I see an issue that the players might have with that because I think they're going to need some tune-ups first. I think they're going to want tune-up games. Now, are they going to get it? Who knows? Obviously, there's a lot of business with, the TV deals, whatnot. So that buffer that would possibly be there for a couple games for the playoffs, that seems tricky to me. I think they're going to have to probably go right into games that count, unfortunately. If that's going to hurt the quality of the games, so be it. But we will have the NBA back, so I'm okay with that. Reseeding the playoffs, 1-16, no conferences. I like that. But then now you get into the conversation of, all right, well, let's say I'm just going to use your boy for an example. Megan, You know what's going to happen.
LeBron.
They reseed the playoffs, and he gets an asterisk next to it. That's just what's going to happen. And people aren't going to take the league seriously if, the guy that they don't want to win wins, obviously. So, I like the idea of it. It's a special year. Like, it's even worse than the lockout, unfortunately. But, you have to do what you got to do. You got to give the fans what they want, and that's to finish out the season. So I'm not against that. And I'm not against the pools, but I think that would get a little tricky.
I am infuriated to think that some people would say, asterisks if they do it a different way than they should, because I think it's harder for these players who have been off for the last 2 months, 2 full months. Some of them don't even have a basketball hoop in their houses. For them to go back there and win a championship and play at a high level, that's even harder, in my opinion. So if LeBron were to win, I would consider counting that as 1.5 championships rather than an asterisk championship, in my opinion. Also, I've heard things about the NBA trying to get Zion in, and we want, for maybe viewership or ratings. And yeah, he's a very exciting player, no doubt about it. But I think that would be pretty messed up if they were to put him in somehow. And I think what they should do is the top 8 teams in the East, the top 8 teams in the West are going to play in the playoffs, and just do it that way. Can we just do it that way, Deanie? Is that floating in the midst right now?
I think so, but then you get into the conversation of, well, X team in the Western Conference was, 1.5 games out, and then what do you do then?
No, that doesn't matter. It's
okay, yeah.
There.
I totally agree.
Opinion, stop it right now. You can't say the what ifs. It's what it is right now. It just happened that way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is
how
what it is. Honestly, especially in the NBA, if you're a fringe team in the playoffs, there's no way you're making any noise in the playoffs anyway.
Exactly.
So I totally get that. Now,
Well, it depends on the format, though, don't you think? Are they going to change the format?
I'm saying traditional formats.
No, then you're right.
There's usually 3 to 5 teams that can win a championship every year. If you're an 8th seed in the East, I'm sorry, but it's just not going to happen for you.
Yeah, Orlando, you're not winning the NBA championship in 2020. You know that, and the whole public knows that. You could say, we can make some noise, get some fans in the arena for next year because we made a little bit of a playoff run, but you're not winning it. You're not winning it. If you're a French team, you're not going to win it. Portland, don't complain. You were the 9th seed in the West. If you get cut out, you get cut out. We get it. But like Lazzarotti said, if the format were to change and maybe it's like a 2-game series, then yeah, if I'm Damian Lillard, I'm pissed because maybe I just play at the highest level possible and I somehow get to the championship because of the 2-game series. But 7-game series, Portland, you are not beating LA, either of the LA teams. You're not beating Denver. You're not beating Houston.
Right. So
accept it. It's just what it was.
So they surveyed the GMs, which ESPN said they viewed. 16 said they prefer the league come back with just the typical teams, which we had said 8 and 8. And then one of the 4 potential return to play options was presented to GMs, which earned more votes than the other 3 options. So I guess here it was: resume the regular season with all 30 teams, followed by a play-in tournament. That got 8 votes, versus going straight to the playoffs with either a play-in tournament or a World Cup-style group stage. That got 5 votes. Or resume the regular season with all 30 teams and then go straight to the playoffs. That got 1 vote. So it looks like the play-in tournament has the most popularity right now, which is interesting.
Well, I think it's most popular because it's like
it helps the owners.
Yeah, for sure. But I also think it's like pretty good for TV, don't you think? Like, I mean, I'd be more interested in that. It'd be kind of fun to watch people, especially, right. And you're going to have some dudes out there that the coach, practice will, in my opinion, you're going to have some lopsided games. I think you're going to have some players on certain teams that are just they've gotten better from COVID, and some guys that have just gotten way worse. And I think it could make a couple of games real lopsided, which could be interesting. But I also think the average fan is just personally a play-in thing with any change of format just kind of brings me on the edge of my seat. Unless I'm totally content on the way they've been doing it, that I would make me watch, no doubt. So
we're gonna watch either way for sure.
Yeah. Any sports.
I'd be pissed if like they did like a March Madness type of deal. It's 1 game every you go to the next round. I just think the NBA, you're gonna have some upsets, and the better team should move on.
Now it looks like there's growing.
That's why
support.
College is exciting, and NBA is like, okay, we're in it for the long run.
This looks like there's also a plan going around. They bring 22 teams to Disney in July, and this would include regular season and play-in games to complete for playoff berth. So 8 teams are missing out. I don't see how that works because you got a big market team like the Knicks or somebody who, has an owner that only cares about their financials. Sorry to say, Miggy, but
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I don't think they're going to be for that, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's another thing that's going to be interesting is how they go about testing. Because let's say, I don't even want to say hypothetically, but if they're like testing players twice a week, let's say, and it just so happened that one player got it, and that player's a very impactful player on that team, then that team's chances of winning is gone. I guess that's almost like an injury, so that's just a risk you got to take.
Yeah.
At that point, I just talked myself out of that. So you know what? It is what it is. He got injured. Kawhi turned his ankle. Kawhi got coronavirus. It wasn't their year, because that's how you got to look at it.
So wait, why were people so about like bringing why the whole Zion thing you said earlier? What, do they just want to see him play more this year?
Yeah, if you remember right before, Zion didn't play the whole year, obviously, but when he came in, he was definitely the most talented rookie out there. I know John Morant gets a lot of love, but if Zion played game one like Ja, it would be a landslide for Zion to be rookie of the year. Like, this guy is an all-star at this point. You can't play huge impact. But the thing was, before the whole coronavirus cancel or postponement of the NBA season, there was a couple of games between the Lakers and the Pelicans, and a lot of people were foreshadowing that as a 1 versus 8 playoff matchup to begin the playoffs. So when this all happened, I think they kind of still want that, because they want like the young LeBron against the old LeBron, I guess, type of deal. Because it would bring in a lot of viewership. I would be so hyped to watch Zion guard LeBron and vice versa. But you know what? Tough shit, New Orleans. You'll get them next year. You have 28 wins. Train for next year.
Right.
That's how I
totally agree. And
all right, I have a fun one. If it was a 1-game playoff, how about this? If all 30, is it 30 teams in the NBA? I think it's 30. Can't remember right. There's 32 in football, 30 in baseball. I think there's 30 in the NBA. If every single team in the NBA made the playoffs, you took the West Coast, the East Coast, right? And you see them, let's just say 1 to 15 or 1 to 16, so it's 32, whatever it is, right? 1 plays 15, 2 plays 14, 1 and done. What are the final?
Like a March Madness kind of.
Yes. But everyone makes it though. Who are in the finals and who wins it? I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. I know personally, I'd probably go Lakers, Bucks, not to be like to bail out and take the easy road, but that's.
Hey, see, the hardest thing about this is like, I have no idea what teams have been doing, and what players have been doing in the off season.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it really is going to matter when they come back.
Is there fans in the arena or no?
Yes.
There is fans in the arena, because LA, you probably can't have any fans. So Oklahoma City, huge home field advantage, because Oklahoma, COVID's not.
No. I have a good idea. There's fans in the arena, but every single game is the East Coast plays on one court and the West Coast plays another court, and they're all in like Kansas. So let's say they're in Oklahoma City.
Okay, so I'd probably say LA versus
it's going to be in Disney,
Brooklyn,
regardless.
Because Durant and Kyrie might be back. I bet you Kyrie and Durant.
I'm going to stick to my 3. It's going to be Lakers, Clippers, or Bucks. Any of those 3, I think, could win a tournament style. Because the Bucks are so consistent, and if it's one and done, you're going to have them going pretty far.
What if I told you that Giannis does not have a basketball hoop at his house?
That's fine.
That's impossible.
Well, even if that were the case, I think that doesn't.
Yeah, he goes to a private gym, and practices there.
My man hasn't picked up a ball.
Get the fuck out of here.
Honestly, even if that were the case, I wouldn't be worried. You give the guy 10 minutes to warm up, and his legs are probably fresh as shit. Makes a couple shots. His athleticism, you're not gonna notice the difference. He's gonna just go out there and dominate.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. As long as he stayed in shape. If he stopped working out, another story.
Right. Yeah.
But if he didn't have a basketball hoop, I'm not too worried about it.
He has a basketball hoop. Don't give me that.
I don't know, Deanie.
Fear the deer, Migden.
Do your research, Deanie.
Fear the deer, baby.
Do your research. This is a problem. You know, Brooklyn right now, Kevin Durant's probably sitting at home playing Xbox. And, you know, he's probably talking to his parents, probably talking to his boys.
Brooklyn doesn't deserve to be in a playoff.
But they're going to say, you know, KD, if you feel good, go for it. And that'll be scary. That'll be a scary
That
team
would be
for the
the
Bucks.
biggest asterisk on his legacy of all time. If he came back and won.
Dude, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't consider that an asterisk. He tore his Achilles. The biggest asterisk
What
is
do you
him
mean?
joining. The biggest asterisk is him joining a 73-win team.
No, it's not.
Only
No,
bring
it's
them a
not.
ring. Yes, it is, dude. They were up 3
Take
games.
the
to
best
1.
opportunity presented to you, and you make the most of it. And he's been successful with that. I can't hate that. I can't hate that because LeBron did the same thing.
Kiss my ass.
LeBron did the same thing with the
Kiss
Heat.
my ass.
He did the same thing.
Dude,
He did the same thing. If I give you a double your salary right now, you'd leave your job right now. You'd leave. See ya. Adios. I'm going for the better opportunity where I can win more. How are you going to hate that? How are you going to hate that? That's just a smart decision. Your boy,
What are you
your boy
talking
did
about?
the same thing. He did the
Oh my
exact same
God.
thing.
Oh my goodness.
He knew it was going to be in Miami. He talked to them years before. He said, yo, let's team up.
He didn't know what was going to be in Miami.
What do you mean?
He didn't
D-Wade
know
was
what
there.
it was.
All he
didn't
needed
know.
was one more guy.
He didn't know what he was
Come
joining. No, he didn't know what he was
on,
joining.
It's the
He-
same thing.
He knew Dwayne Wade was going. He knew David was staying. He knew Bosch was going, but it was a new fucking team, Deanie. It wasn't a 73-win
It
team.
doesn't matter. It takes
who had-
20
who
games
has
to
had-
gel.
Name me one
He did
team.
the same thing.
Name me
Oh
one
my
team
God.
in
They were the
the
best team in
NBA.
the league.
Name me one team in the NBA that's ever had more than 73 wins. You can't because they're the only
no.
freaking one. And let me tell you something about that 73-win team. They were down 3 games to 1 against Kevin Durant, who choked. And then the next year, he went to play for him, a top 2 player in the league playing for a 73-win team. Give me a break. He had him on the ropes, and he quit.
But I can't hate that. He's just going for the better opportunity. You're not going to slam the door shut on that if you're offered that. I'm sorry.
It's weak. Yes, you are. It's weak.
It's not weak.
It's weak. It is weak.
Superstars are teaming up all the time now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No competitive edge, no competitive spirit, no competitive drive. It's pretty much mailing in your letter of resigning.
It's not like he didn't produce with them. He won those championships. It's not like he just tanked the team. He still had to show up. Did you see him in those series? I don't want to get too far off topic, but I think Katie getting a lot of hate from your corner. I think he's getting a lot of hate. I don't want him to come back either, because then that would look, I don't know.
Deanie, let's say
LeBron stance would not be happy.
Deanie, let's say Tony's Takes, right?
Yeah.
Tony's Takes, the podcast, they had so much better ratings than us. Huge ratings for the whole year.
I don't like this parallel.
And then football season came around and we fucking kicked his ass, right? We killed him. And then Lazzaretti's gone.
Keep going. He'll come back.
Lazzaretti. He can't hang on this conversation anyway. All right.
You kick a man while he's out of the lobby.
I kick
Keep
him out
going.
while he's
Keep
in the
going.
lobby.
I want to hear this.
Okay, so we kick Tony's ass 3/4 of the football season, then it's Super Bowl week, right? And this man who has a basketball podcast comes around back from the dead, and he comes back and beats us, and you say, wow. I want to go to that. I want to go to Tony.
No,
this
isn't
got
beaten
down.
same parallel.
I just got beaten down at the
It's a weak
last second. No, it's the same thing, Deanie.
No, it's not.
Deanie, we had Durant and Westbrook had Golden State eliminated 3 games to 1. He choked. And then the next year, he joined the team that beat him. You think me and you both know that we would, for sure, have that in our minds and want to train to beat that team. We wouldn't want to go join them. It's weak. It's the weakest move in NBA history, and everybody wants to freaking go
Why
crazy
couldn't
how
LeBron
Michael Jordan
attract any talent to Cleveland then? Why couldn't he attract any talent to Cleveland?
8 years and his GM did nothing. Squat. Diddly squat.
Okay. Sure.
They brought him a 36-year-old Shaquille O'Neal who was washed up.
Okay.
That was the best they did. So
Okay,
at
I agree
that
with
point, I'm going to say to myself, Dan Gilbert's not giving me anything to work with. I had to beat the defending 2004 Detroit Pistons by myself in my 4th season with Zoltrunas Ilgauskas as my next top scorer.
But
I'm going to leave.
He left. He left for better opportunity, and that's what KD did.
Yeah, but he didn't leave for a powerhouse that just won the year before.
But he knew Bosch, him and Wade were all going to team up. So that right there, that's a powerhouse. I don't care how many games they didn't play yet. That team was incredible. You know it, and I do too. That's one of the best teams that we've seen in our lifetime, me and you being 24 years old. The team dominated, and LeBron dominated in those years. Look, they didn't win as much games as the Warriors, but wins and losses in the NBA is mostly consistency driven. It's not about who the best player on your team is.
I think it's a lot different to join an established force than to formulate one out of thin air.
All right.
And that's established force had 73 wins and a ring the year before and beat you while you had them on the ropes. It's just the weakest,
but if you can
bitchiest move of all time.
All right. Well, I think if you can make it possible with better opportunity, why not go for it? I think that's where we disagree, but we could go back and forth all night on that.
I mean, think about it in Jordan's era, right? In Jordan's era, it would have been like, I can't even think of it. It would have been like Clyde Drexler joining Karl Malone and Stockton. No, I don't even know I can't even compare it. It's incomparable. It's uncomparable what Kevin Durant did, because Kevin Durant didn't freaking woozy on out of OKC because he got his feelings hurt and he couldn't close, and I want to win a ring so bad because of my legacy. Well, your legacy is shit to me, Kevin. It's shit. You joined a 73-win team and you were an MVP and you had him on the ropes. It's weak. I'm going to say it over and over again.
All right. I mean,
I can't go on. If he never goes, LeBron has 5 rings right now. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but you can't play what ifs. That's not how it works. You could say the same thing about Jordan.
He's got 5 rings.
No.
What are you going to say about Jordan? If he stayed another year, he was washed up. The league was watered down, and he was washed up. If Jordan was in today's world,
I don't play what ifs. I don't play what ifs in sports. I don't do it.
I'm doing it.
What are you saying? When Jordan was in baseball, or are you saying after the year after they got rid of the team? Because he could have won. He could have won at least one in 2 or 3 of those years that he wasn't on those great Bulls teams. He could have, but I don't play what ifs. So it's 6 versus whatever anyone else you want to compare him to has in terms of championships. That's it. I don't play what ifs. It's soft. It's weak. It's a weak argumentative point. I don't play what ifs. You can't play what ifs. All right, I want to hear this story.
You're digging under my skin here. You really are. Kevin freaking Durant just is getting me freaking June 1st. Where'd Lazarati go? What the hell happened to him?
He said his computer died.
His computer died.
I want to hear the story if you want to share it. It was our last topic of conversation here.
All right.
We
can't believe you're a LeBron. I knew you were a LeBron hater. I just knew.
I'm not a LeBron hater.
You are.
Not a LeBron. You make me out to be a LeBron hater.
It's laughable. It's laughable.
I'm not a LeBron hater.
It's really laughable.
I'm going to get my jersey. Oh, I want to get out of my seat so bad.
That people still in today's world can watch LeBron and watch Jordan.
Kevin Durant gets shit on. He's a top 10 player of all time.
Yeah, and he could have won a ring the right way.
No, there's no right way.
There is a right
way.
His legacy is going to be forever questioned because of the move he made.
For irrational fans.
I tell you right now, in 20 years.
He's never going to be better than LeBron.
In 20 years, when we're on ESPN talking about this, we're going to say, Durant, he finished with 3 rings, but two of those rings, Do they really need him on his team?
You're playing the what ifs. You're playing the what ifs.
Yeah, but we all know. We all know.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. So
It's just
Laz is trying to get back in. All right. I want to hear about the story though. I think we expunged our demons for this week on this.
all right. The story is this. So the other so me and Laz here are kind of cuffed up. We got the whole relationship going on, and Jenny Gump invited me over her house for a little barbecue on Memorial Day, and the dad comes up to me, and really nice guy, and he comes up to me and he says, "Let's shoot some hoops. Let's play." So that turned into everybody wanted to play. So it was 4-on-4. So. This is coming off the Last Dance documentary, so everybody's thinking, competitively, unlike Kevin Durant. Anyway, we somehow picked the teams where I end up guarding Jenny's dad, who's played. He's a basketball player. He's played. If we're gonna say who the ball players were on that court, it'd be me and him, and then Jenny's brother, and then the sister's girlfriend or boyfriend. All right. So but I'm guarding the best player on their team, and that's the dad. So anyway, you know how these things go. It's fun. You get everybody involved. You pass around. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's double dribbling. It's like it's a mess. It's a disaster, right? But you're still keeping track in your head of the score. So anyway, Jenny's dad hits 2 shots on me, bank shots, pretty nice Tim Duncan-esque turnarounds, right? So his confidence is up. Anyway, it's about 5-4 them. And
are you guys trying?
No, you missed it. You just ran out. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's passing the ball. Everybody's running around, not knowing, double dribbling, traveling.
No, but I mean, are you trying?
Well, keep listening. So they end up hitting this shot that wasn't from the dad. It was somebody else, and now it's 6-4. So I'm like, okay, it's game point. So here comes Maddie Miggs coming off the Last Dance documentary, locking down my first outing since the torn ACL. And now I'm like, okay, I'm at like 25%. Let me get it to like 50, right? I'm not going to be like saying, ha, 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 on defense or like trying to rip the ball out of his hands. So I'm guarding him. He goes up for a nice pull-up, blocked. I hit him. I hit the ball out. So now you can see he's laughing like, okay, here he goes. I get the ball. I take it to the lane for 2. So now it's 6-5, right? Winner's ball. Next play, Jenny's brother has a nice cut to the basket. I feed him on like a nice wraparound bounce pass. Bang. It's 6-6. Now we have game point. So the 3 plays that just
not
happened,
win by 2?
Not win by 2 straight. The 3 plays that just happened was I blocked Jenny's dad, I hit the layup, and then I fed the brother for a layup. So now, like, all right, I got to finish this shit. So
that's awesome.
I get the ball. I pass it in. I get the ball back. I look the dad in the face from 25 feet away, and I drain that. Game over. In between, though, when Jenny had the ball, Jenny got the ball in game point, and she was about to pull it. And I said, no, don't shoot. And I run to her, and I get the ball. And then I take this 25-foot shot, and I.
Feeling like Mike.
That's just what happened.
You told her not to shoot it just proves how competitive you are. Because you're like, you know what? No.
I told her not to shoot. I said, hold on. Don't shoot. Everybody started laughing. And I wasn't leaving that house with an L. I had to shoot that 25-foot.
It's your inner Jordan. I mean,
it was my inner LeBron.
I mean, I could say the same thing about when I play Sarah's dad in cornhole. I'm like, I'm into it.
You don't want to lose.
No way.
You don't want to lose.
No, why the fuck would you want to lose? Why do you play a game? I rarely. I play games to win. Ultimately, they're fun, but I don't play to have fun. I play to win.
Yeah,
and I think it's fun to play to win.
I felt like I was at a Meet the Parents moment. You know, you ever see that movie with the Fockers?
Love
Of course.
it. I absolutely love it.
When I blocked them, I felt like it was almost like spiking the ball at the sister's nose.
Yeah.
You know that scene in volleyball? Like, it
course.
was intense. Like, I locked in. There's a little different circumstances, but we all had fun, and I thought it'd be good to share the story on the podcast. How we, slow rolled them and had the team and just had to take matters in my own hands and go Jordan.
Oh man.
Right now, am I sick for saying this? But right now I'm watching Kansas City, San Francisco Super Bowl. It's on NBA. It's on the NFL Network, and I'm just like, wow.
Nah, you always got
San Francisco really blew this one, guys.
They did.
They really blew this.
But was 20. Was it 21-10 in the third quarter or 20-10?
2010. And
That's
they
tough.
just
they
really blew
So
it.
bad.
Travis Kelce just had a touchdown. Deanie.
My man. I saw Frank from South Philly obviously this weekend. We were with him. The Travis Kelce jokes have died down, but they'll always be in the back of my head whenever I see him.
Deanie Gate. All right, let's wrap it up after that story.
All right. As always, the Fourth and Long podcast presented by us three, Matty Miggs, myself, Chris Lazarati, at Fourth and Long Pod on Instagram. We are on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. DM us. Tell us what you like about the show, what you want to hear. We're always open to suggestions. Our DMs are wide open. Our CMs are wide open as well.
Hey.
We'll be pushing out more content this week. As always, enjoy. Hey, June 1st. We're rocking. We're rolling. We're almost back to football season. Take care, everybody. Good night.